yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Clearly I haven't done this in a while. We have a lot to talk about, but I think for this vlog, I'm going to keep it more lighthearted. Obviously, since the last video wasn't, it was very sad. If you haven't seen it, you probably won't understand this vlog at all. Yeah, I think we are going to just look for apartments today and maybe give a little preface as to why, kind of where I'm at, where Kayla's at, from what she's voiced to me. I am not going to subject her to the camera at this point. If she wants to conversate with you guys eventually, obviously I won't hesitate to let her do so, since we have built this relationship with you guys together. Whoa, I'm really sweaty. I just finished drying my hair. I am about to leave here. This will be one of my first apartments living alone in a very long time, at least 5 years. Yeah. I think that there are a lot of people who either have gone through this or will go through this or are going through this in their lives right now. So I think that one, it's relatable, and two, you guys, like, I don't owe you anything, but at the same time, if I were invested in someone's relationship, like, I would definitely always be wondering. And I think since this breakup that we have built a stronger bond, like you and I together, than I have had with you in the past 5 years. So let me just first say thank you for continuing to be here on my journey, and for all of the kind and sweet words, and for the not so great words, or the words that are just confused. Like, I really appreciate you guys being vulnerable and open and honest, and relaying whatever kind of questions that you have, because one, it's gonna help formulate that video that I do make when I break everything down, when I'm ready and comfortable to do so, but it just makes me feel closer to you guys. So yeah, I appreciate it. And it's the weekend, and I don't really do my makeup on the weekends. I kind of give my face a breather. But it has been super humid here lately, so I've been wearing my hair curly, and it's not super humid today. So hoping that my walk from here to the apartment that I'm looking at my hair will keep up. It's a beautiful day out. I'm literally just going to look at one apartment, and let me actually preface this vlog with how we're able to get out of this lease. So as you guys know, our last apartment we were living in is in the same building that we're in right now. We just moved from that apartment because there was a lot of shitty things going on in that apartment, and they had nicer units for a little bit more, and we decided to just transfer all of our stuff from that unit to this unit. In the midst of all that, we were figuring our relationship out, and we had the option in this apartment to do month to month. So that is where we're at. We're on a month-to-month lease right now, so we're able to get out of this lease, but we have to let them know that we are leaving this apartment, if we are, literally in like 5 days. So a little bit stressful, but we're gonna make it work. Yeah, just know that, like, even though we are breaking up, we still love each other, and we are each other's family, and that doesn't stop because we're broken up. So at least just know that, and then I'll go into further detail about stuff when I feel comfortable. But yeah, I really have to go, so I will see you guys after this apartment. Just know I miss you guys, and even though this is really hard, it's also kind of exciting, and it's needed. So yeah, guys, I got this fanny pack, and it has literally become a part of me. So
lesbian salon.
Katie and Jordan came with me to my showing this morning, and now we're dyeing her hair.
She starts her new in-person job on
Monday. Hi friends. It is the next day. I wasn't going to share this, but I feel like, one, it will help some of you see that it's not as easy as we might be making it look. Today, I'm looking at another apartment. I'm teetering with possibly staying in the apartment that we're at, and Kayla is looking elsewhere. But I've just processed a lot this morning, and sat outside with coffee. I enjoyed the sunshine, and then came back to my car, and it just all came out, like, very, just happened, which I think needs to be done. Yeah, I was sitting here and wrapping up this cry, and felt like it was important to just share that a lot of what you guys see on camera and on Instagram is like the good times and the good days and the good moments through all of this, and I don't want to sit there and highlight all of that and not show this. I'll share more when I'm ready, and Kayla will if she is. Like I said, this platform is opened up to share her thoughts and feelings if she chooses and slash wants to. I think through this, like, it's very important to surround yourself with people who love you and who you can vent and open up to, not just have what you're going through stay between you and the person that you're in a breakup with. Yeah, I think it's important to surround yourself with people who lift your spirits. Like yesterday, spent the whole day with Katie and Jordan when I didn't even plan to do so, and it was really helpful for my mental state. But I think it's also very important to spend time alone, because had I went to bed after hanging out with them and then got up and not given myself time to process and think through and just spend the morning with myself, I wouldn't have had this cry that I needed. So yeah, I think at least two things that I'm learning is having a good support system and taking time to grieve and go through the not so glamorous feelings. Had lots of people, of course, the street is usually empty, but I had lots of people just fucking walk past and witness my crying session, so that was great and dandy and fun. I will be sharing this next apartment with you guys this afternoon. I would walk you through the apartments that I looked at and kind of walk you through the decision that I made. I honestly don't know where I left off or where I started, but I don't think that I talked about this one apartment that I was looking at. It was the first apartment that I looked at, but it was via FaceTime. So I will put some pictures up on the screen here of the apartment itself. And then at the end of this video, I want to share with you the decision that I decided to go with. So overall, I looked at 4 apartments. So one of them being a 1-bedroom and the other 3 being studios. I wanted to cut my budget off at $1,000. I didn't want it to be over $1,000. I really didn't want it to be $1,000 at all. And that is definitely doable in downtown Milwaukee. So let's get started. So the first apartment was a studio, and it is literally right next to the water. It's what drew me to it. It was in a high-rise. It had security in the building. It had a brand new elevator. It was 450 square feet for the overall studio itself, were like the living space, I would say, and then 200 square feet of bathroom and storage space, which was awesome. This was the biggest amount of storage space, I believe, for the studios that I looked at. Yes, it was, especially if you're counting the kitchen area, because the kitchen was a full-size kitchen, which was amazing. It had tons and tons of light. It was super, super beautiful. This was the one that I saw via FaceTime. The only drawbacks were once you started tacking things on to the apartment, it got higher and higher and higher. And these were things that you actually needed in the apartment to live there. So yes, the base price was awesome and it was great to look at, but when you factor in parking and internet and all that stuff, it ends up becoming way higher priced. So the display price is what grabbed me in the first place, but that was the initial drawback. And then the biggest drawback of all was the fact that it was right next to another building that had construction happening on it. The leasing agent said that they were just working on the roof and it wasn't really loud, but I don't know, I just didn't get the best vibes actually looking at it when it came to really digging deeper and doing my research on the reviews and stuff of this place. So overall, I didn't go with this apartment because of those drawbacks. So that was one that I was looking at pretty early on. So then this next one was even closer to the water. It was like as close as you could get to the water. It was a high-rise. It had an elevator. What was super intriguing about these ones were they were huge. They were super, super big. And even for being on the opposite side of the building where like you're not exactly looking at the water, you still had pretty good views, but they were on a pretty low floor. And for me, in order to want to live there, it was really just about the view and the sunlight and everything that came with that. So I decided against that one pretty quickly, also because the kitchen was smaller. And one of the biggest things that I really wanted going into a new apartment was having either a full-size kitchen or enough of a kitchen with a dishwasher that really catered to all my needs, because I'm in the kitchen a lot. The studio did not have a dishwasher. The 1-bedroom did. The last one, the studio that I looked at, was 620 square feet and the 1-bedroom was 755 square feet. The studio went for 700 and everything was included except for electricity and parking. Oh, I'm sorry, and internet. So we're looking at $180 to $200 for electricity, internet, and parking on top of the $700 for the studio and the $900 for the 1-bedroom. These units were also not newly updated like some of the other units that I was looking at. So really, if I was going to move there, it was going to be because of the views and just having a dishwasher. So the studio was kind of already out because the kitchen was very, very small. And then the 1-bedroom was out because that was already over my budget. I probably would have thought about spending over $1,000 to live there if it was on a higher floor, or even just a studio if it was on a higher floor and I was able to see the lake. This last one I had posted on my stories because I was really, really excited about it. It had
amazing things. It was a studio. It was the smallest studio that I looked at. It was nowhere near where I'm living now. It was still downtown, but it was about a 10-minute drive away from where I'm currently living, where my friends are living, just kind of where I have like established myself in the city. So that was like the biggest drawback, but everything else was just amazing. And really, like, a 10-minute drive is nothing. So I really thought about moving to this apartment. This apartment was 377 square feet, and it also came with a Murphy bed. So I would, yes, have to buy a mattress, but I wouldn't have to buy the frame and all of the things that come with a bed. So that was super inviting and super awesome. It also had in-unit laundry, which myself and Kayla spend about $30 to $40 a month on laundry, with coin or card laundry, and that has been that way since we have moved here. So that was super nice having that be a part of the unit itself. The building, there were 2 buildings, and I would just have to literally walk across the street to get to the other one, but the other one I would have access to a full fitness center. I would have access to a coffee shop, like literal coffee shop, carrying my favorite brand of coffee in Milwaukee, which is, I was like, oh my god, I want to move here. But I really had to think about all of the other practical things that went into it. There were conference rooms and offices if you were to work from home that were first come, first serve. And yeah, it was just amazing. There was an amazing view, and it had the full-size kitchen. But I would have to get rid of a lot of furniture moving there and purchase furniture just to fit that place. There was lots of sunlight. It was amazing. The price on that one was $910, but they were running a special that was $1,000 off however you wanted to factor that into your rent. And so I would have done it over 12 months. And I believe I did the math, that was $86 off of your rent. So it ended up being $826 or $824 or something a month, which was awesome for all of that included. And then all you had to do was pay your energy bill and then your water, trash, and sewage. And the woman who was showing me the apartment lives in a studio herself, and she said she had lived there for about 6 months and never paid over, let's see, $70 in order to pay both of those bills, which was awesome. But then it was another $115 to, I think it was a $115. I'll put all of the correct amount of everything on the screen here, but it was another $115 to park there, and you had to have a parking spot. So it ended up coming to about $1,021 for everything, but all of the other amenities were part of living in that space. So that was amazing. And I almost did it, but I decided against it. And here is the big news. I decided against it because I'm staying here, staying at this apartment. Kayla and I talked about it. She's okay with me staying here. She is going to be looking for an apartment in the same area, so we're going to see each other. Like I said, I'm going to talk more about it when I feel ready to talk more in depth about it. But yes, we are going our separate ways. But I decided to stay here, and the only drawback for the reason that I didn't want to stay here was because of the amount of lighting that comes into this apartment. We were so drawn to the kitchen and the flooring and the carpet in the bedroom and the walls of this place. And to me, it just didn't make sense to, if I could afford living here on my own, move all of this stuff for a third time in a year, just to get a space that was either smaller, didn't have a bedroom, which really wasn't like a huge deal to me, or just to have lighting. Like, why wouldn't I complete this year lease and stay here until it was ready for me to move? Because it's quiet, it's smoke free, unlike our last apartment. Like, there's just so many benefits to living here And I think one of the only reasons that I would have moved would have been because there were things in other apartments that I was looking at that I wouldn't have here. And that like there would be no other reason that I was moving, not because of price, that I couldn't afford it, you know what I mean? Like it just didn't make sense to me overall to be spending money on a security deposit, on other furniture, and all of this other stuff that I wouldn't need, you know? It's like you do it because you want to, not because you need to, and it just didn't make sense when that was the end-all decision. So yeah, I don't need to move. I love this place. If I moved here and had lived here for as long as we have and hated it, like of course I would move. But there's not one thing besides the lighting that I dislike about living in this space. So it just didn't make sense. Yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot of you have been reaching out to me via DM on Instagram, and I've been talking to a lot of you, and a lot of you are curious about this, so I'm excited that you're able to see this video. But a lot of you are also just like feeling for me and sending me all the love and just like letting me know that it's gonna be okay, and just sending me just amazing paragraphs of love. And it's truly been so inspiring and so helpful throughout all of this to know that like you've either gone through it, you're going through it, or you're just feeling for me. Like I truly appreciate it, and I can't thank you enough. And I just, prior to telling you guys that Kayla and I were no longer together, had felt so disconnected to all of you, and to feel this huge shift of just feeling the most connected that I ever have is truly the best feeling. And I'm sorry that I haven't posted a lot of videos. It's been really hard because this channel was built off of mine and Kayla's relationship. It's hard, and it's gonna be so hard to like go on my channel and see us and to see her face. It's been a lot, and it's been really fucking hard. But just know that I appreciate you guys immensely, and I'm going to post more when I'm ready, and when I feel the urge to. It's also been hard because of my job, so I've been very busy with my job. So yeah, I'm going to be posting. I'm gonna be on here. It's just gonna take some time. So I don't know, I feel like I'm rambling on now. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. I know it wasn't what you fully expected. I'm sure there's a lot that I left out, but yes, there is a lot that I left out. Like, who am I kidding? There's a lot that you guys want to know, and it's coming. It will come. I promise you. This is just a lot easier to talk about than the other things right now. So yeah, I love you guys so much. I will see you in my next video. Bye.